trying to.
So thank everybody for being here and on the live stream. I'm Chris Catalogo, Politico's editorial director in California, and thank you for joining us.
Good to
Governor.
be with you. Good to be here.
So we'll just get right into it. Last summer, folks were writing your political obituary.
Luckily, I don't read obituaries, so I missed it.
During the, I think we were calling it Brat Summer for Kamala Harris. And then in this year alone, you faced the most expensive natural disaster in U.S. history, and then had the major city in your state militarized by the federal government.
Yeah.
Did people underestimate you?
Well, I don't know about that, but I'll leave that to more objective minds, and I'll move the mic down a little bit. But it's been a hell of a year. Been a hell of a half decade. All that stacking of stress, all the anxiety that all of us have faced as we work through a pandemic, as we work through social unrest, as we sort of unwind so much of what we took for granted as relates to global economy and supply chains. And then, of course, Trump 2.0, depending on which side of the aisle you're on, it's impacts the immune system. And of course, what happened in January was extraordinary. It happened in the middle of winter, one of the largest and most devastating wildfires in U.S. history. Fire attached to 100-mile-an-hour winds. Two extraordinarily large fires damaging communities in Altadena and Palisades, and dozens of other fires which we seem to forget about in and around the region in Southern California. If that wasn't enough, to your point, we saw something unprecedented in modern American history, and that is the President of the United States that federalized the National Guard and did something he never did in his first term. He never sent the military overseas. He sent the military to the United States of America. He sent 700 active duty members of the Marines to the second largest city in the United States of America. Nothing about that is normal, and nothing about that should be normalized. He also threatened the American people who happen to live in California that he wouldn't provide aid. He conditioned the aid at a time, disaster, in the middle of the disaster, didn't even wait till the fire was suppressed, to threaten the American people that happen to live in the state of California if we, quote unquote, didn't do his bidding. It is a hell of a time in American history.
How's that impacted on you, though? Going back to the original question.
It's made me more resolved, more focused. I didn't hear much of that the last panel, but I did hear Jim mention the recall. That's pretty clarifying. A lot of finality in that. A lot of humility in that. You don't come out of a recall campaign the same. I came into that recall campaign still arguing that all politics is local. I still had a romantic notion of that. I intellectualized that a lot of our politics and the discourse was national. I didn't fully appreciate how nationalized our politics have become. In so many ways, that shape-shifted a lot of what we're doing and who I am today. But this last year, these last 6-7 months, this is something altogether different. And I'm on the other side of any kind of hesitancy that I had prior. I'm on the other side of giving a damn about people's feelings about this moment. I will express myself more clearly and more concisely because I see the threats in very vivid terms in ways I never saw before. And I see the consequences of not just those threats from the administration, but the actions of this administration, more perhaps than any other governor in the United States, because I've seen the damage firsthand to communities, this economy, our reputation, to our allies, the world we're trying to build. This is simply the most destructive and damaging individual in my lifetime that happens to be the President of the United States, and I need to be held to a higher level of accountability as governor. So in every way, shape, or way, I have changed, and I also, as a father, as a caregiver, recognize that ultimate judgment will come from them. And even myself, when I'm done, I have to meet this moment. And so, yeah, this has been very clarifying. It's been very sobering. And in many ways, I've changed.
So the open hand, not a closed fist, that's out the window now?
No, always. But I've always maintained that.
How do you maintain that?
I mean, the same way that I, celebrate the best of this nation by making the point that anyone who tries to condition or suggest